I've often wondered if we should talk and listen more with one another, not argue, not yell at each other, just talk and listen, even if we disagree. Jesse Watters got his start in television interviewing folks with whom he might disagree. It will be fun to hear what he learned.
What do you think about the state of the nation right now?
Oh my gosh, I'm not even thinking about that right now.
I think we're kind of pissed off right now.
What she's doing right now?
That's a longer discussion than a red carpet.
Would you vote for him?
No, I would not vote for him.
Why not?
Because I'm a Republican.
So he's a Republican.
Oh, jeez.
What year did we sign the Declaration of Independence?
I don't know any of this stuff.
No?
1964? 1864? 1776.
We wanted to ask you why you boycotted the inauguration. Now, you said that Fox News chokes us and lies to us. Who's us, and what are the lies?
Joining me now tonight is a former production assistant at Fox News, and now he's the host of Watters World and the co-host of The Five, and now he's a best-selling author of a great book, How I Saved the World. Jesse Watters, how are you?
I'm great. After watching all my old exploits, I forgot how interesting I used to be.
Well, you're still interesting, but what did you learn about your fellow citizens or about America conducting these conversations on the street?
I learned that I was in the bubble. I learned that most people don't really care about what's happening in Washington, D.C. They don't have a lot of respect for politicians, and they're just living their lives. They're taking their kids to school, they're trying to make it to class on time, and they only really care about a few things: the cost of living and traffic and basic things like going out to dinner, dating, and perhaps school or work. Everything else that you hear about, the infrastructure bill, those kind of things, people's eyes glaze over and they don't really care. They don't really even understand the difference between Republicans and Democrats to a large extent. They just want their lives to be easier and cheaper, and that's pretty much it.
And that's a good lesson to learn for folks that are in D.C. and New York. Let me ask you this. To me, it strikes me as requiring a lot of self-confidence to write a book on saving the world, and it requires a lot of humility to put what you put on the back of the book.
Yeah.
So first, why did you write a book about saving the world? And then we'll get to the back, which I find amazing what you put on the back. First, why'd you write it?
Well, I wrote it for the money, Trey, because boy, did I need the money. And I still don't think I was paid enough because the book went to #1, and if I had to do it over again, I would have asked for more. But I had felt like I had gotten into a place in my life where I had the time to do this, and I wanted to reflect on 20 years almost at Fox and tell these stories to the country about the news I'd covered, the adventures I'd been on, and what I'd learned from that, what I'd learned about myself and about the American people. And what was the next question? I already forgot.
Well, look, I mean, the stories in the book are very, very funny. But you, instead of putting endorsements on the back of the book, put a series of insults, including one person, I think, that said you were shockingly ignorant, which I guess could be a compliment in a way, that she was surprised that you were ignorant. But you didn't put endorsements. You put insults on the back.
I didn't want to have to go on my knees to Hannity asking for a blurb. I didn't want to have to owe Sean anything. So I Googled myself, and first page is all hate mail. So we just slapped hate mail on the back. Soledad O'Brien believes I'm shockingly ignorant. She said, I mean really shockingly ignorant. So I thought that was amusing and brought me down to earth, which, as you know, Trey, I need that.
Well, look, Jesse, it's a compliment that she was shocked. I mean, that's the way I look at it. It wasn't like you're boringly ignorant, you're shockingly. Let me ask you this. The most compelling part of your story to me is you literally started about as low as you can start at Fox News, and now you are the host and the co-host of fabulously popular shows, and you get to sit next to Dana Perino. So you started making sure the caps were on highlighters down in the basement. And now you have two shows. How did that happen?
I think it was a lot of luck. I was in the right place at the right time, and I was told to do things. And Trey Gowdy, obedience was very important. Whenever anybody told me to do something, I did it right away. I was the first one to do it, and I did it as hard as I could. And I did that for about 15 years, and now I get to sit next to Dana Perino, which in my book, I've made it. And I think the rest of the country would agree with that.
I think in all of our books you have made it, but speaking of books, your book made me laugh, both the inside and the back. This mixture of self-awareness and humility, I think we could use more of that. And so congratulations on having a #1 New York Times best-selling book, in addition to all the other things you've accomplished in life.
Well, thank you very much, Trey, and thank you for that great podcast that we did together. One of my favorite interviews throughout the book tour, but I am jealous. The Trey Gowdy graphics package is better than Water's World. How did that happen? How did you get a better graphics package than my show? I'm going to have to talk to somebody.
I think they felt like I needed them more. That's why,
Okay.
because your content's so good. They got to dress me up somehow or another.
Stop. Thank you, Trey. You're the best.
Thank you, Jesse. And thank you for spending part of your Sunday with us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.